In case you didn't know, September is National Menopause Awareness Month, and it is the perfect time for Dr. Wulf Utian to stop by to tell us about his new book, Change Your Menopause. He's here to help kind of demystify menopause. Here's a look at the book, and he's also here to explain how women can actually take charge of their health during this change of life. Doctor, thank you. It is such an honor to have you with us today. People know you worldwide as such an expert and leader in menopause. Thanks for coming today.
It's my pleasure.
So let's talk about when this change usually happens for women. And we know no two women are the same, and things differ from women to women, but generally, what do you see?
Generally, the first symptoms start around about the age of 40, 45. Women may notice a change in the regularity of their menstrual cycle. There may be a missed period, changes in the bleeding. Then there might be things like hot flashes, night sweats, and disturbed sleep. Then what I call the snowball effect, because if one has a disturbed night's sleep, you wake up, you're a little fatigued. Fatigue means you might be irritable, you might say, I'm losing my memory, you might snap at somebody. So that's sort of the normal flow of events.
But let me ask you, so if someone has an issue with their cycle, I guess you can't always say, I'm just starting menopause. That's something you should probably go to your doctor and make sure that everything else is okay.
Definitely, if there's sort of heavy bleeding or something like that, certainly should be looked into.
Okay, so now you say no two women's the same.
Right, so that's why I called the subtitle of my book, Why One Size Does Not Fit All.
Sure.
And many aspects are the same, but many aspects are different. And I think there's a tremendous amount of confusion out there. What's the menopause? What am I supposed to do? What is hormone therapy? And I think this is sort of the answer to the dangerous nonsense that's been coming out from books like Suzanne Summers.
So let's talk about that, since you brought it up.
And that kind of stuff.
What do you feel about that? The advice from Suzanne Summers, from Oprah Winfrey, as an expert.
Very misleading, and sort of making promises that you can take certain hormones and be completely safe and have no dangers, which is not true. And so what I've tried to do in this book, this is the result of 40 years of research, teaching, clinical experience, and it's my philosophy, but it's also factual. Everything in the book I can substantiate with a scientific fact.
So when these women make some promises and say it's avoidable and this can make it so much better, you say it's avoidable too?
Well, what I say is, yes, the symptoms are easily treatable. There are many ways of doing it. And then we have to think about some of the potential longer-term effects, like loss of bone, which can lead to fractures of the spine, fractures of the hip. Those sort of things, we can reduce the impact of that. But it has to be done in a way that balances the risks of the treatment against the benefits.
We don't have a whole lot of time, but what's your advice to some women who feel that they can do it alone, or maybe they can go and do it more naturally and not using prescription drugs?
Oh, I think there are a lot of natural things they can do, and I think that's one of the big messages I give in the book. All the issues about healthy living. But I think if they want to do it alone, I really think they should use all the tools that I mention in the book. But if they want to do it alone, at least be well informed. And that's what I've tried to do, put the facts into the book.
You have a lot of great information in this book. I look at it as any woman's resource guide, anyone probably 40 and up.
It's what I call like a manual, the same as one would get a book to tell you how to use your TV. This is a book that tells you how to control your life for the second half of your life.
And what I love, Doctor, and we're getting ready to go, but your chapter 13, get up and go, because now it's your time.
Yep.
And I think so many women think, oh, the change is here and they have to settle back and take a back seat, but this is their opportunity now. Just go for it.
Absolutely, because this is the second half of the life and you can take charge. Really, really, there are things you can do and things you should do.
Again, thanks for being with us.
It's my pleasure.
It is certainly an honor to have you here today.
Thank you.
Great information. Change your menopause.